Hello, everyone. This is the Parks Academy, where we discuss and celebrate all things theme parks related. We focus mainly on Disney parks and resorts in both Anaheim and Orlando. My name is Paige.
My name is Steven.
And today we will be doing a Food and Wine Festival episode.
Yes, so the day that this episode comes out, we are officially 2 weeks away from the Food and Wine Festival. And it runs through, I think, like mid-November. So we are really excited about this. Paige and I decided to do this episode because we were at the Food and Wine Festival last year in 2021. For those of you who don't know what it is, just in case, this is a big event. It's one of like the three major events that happens in EPCOT every year. And this one specifically, it has a bunch of different food vendors, and you can get a bunch of different tastes of food for really cheap. I mean, most of it's under $5 for like a small little snack and a drink. And you can basically jump from stand to stand and try kind of whatever you want. It's awesome. So we're going to talk about, the way we're going to do this basically is we are going to talk about our experience last year. We're going to go over some of the things we really liked or some of the experiences that we found to be noteworthy. And then we're going to talk about must-try things for this coming year because they did add some new menu offerings. And then also there's some things that we just didn't get to try. And then finally, Paige said this is going to be like a no thanks section, but I'm going to call it no thanks, you gross. Because there's just like some things that maybe we didn't like, but I actually liked almost everything. So I don't know how I'm going to do this one.
Well, you also tried a lot more than I did, and you were a lot less picky than me.
Right.
So
that's true. I am a lot less picky than you. That's for darn sure.
Well, that list will be more for me than you, I think.
All right. So I'm going to kick this off with one that I think is kind of fun. This is obviously from last year, but last year we went to the EPCOT experience, which it was really cool because it had like the little exhibit of like what future EPCOT will look like and some other really cool booths and things like that. Or not booths, but like displays and photo opportunities and stuff. But they had a brewing, like brew-wing, which is clever because they have wings and beer, I guess. But they had an insane wing that I got, the mango habanero chicken wings. And it was so hot that I like lost my vision for a second. And the beer that I was drinking was not cooling me down at all. Like my mouth was on fire. I felt it through every breath of my nose. My sunglasses were fogging up. Like it was not great.
He actually was dizzy.
But,
like that's not an exaggeration.
But the wing itself was really, really good. So I really liked it. Unfortunately, it's not going to be there this coming year.
I wonder why.
They have some different options that look really good. And I guess I'll talk about that one when we talk about things we want to try. But yeah, I was a big fan of that. Even though it was really hot, I think I would do it again. Actually, it was great.
So you would add that one back in?
Yes.
And do that one again. Okay. Well, my first one is actually not something that I got to enjoy other than just a taste, but this is something that Steven got last year, and I'm saying this is a must-have for me this year. It can be found at the Hawaii booth.
Mm-hmm. Which is like right near Mexico, right?
It's right by the port of entry, yep.
And when
it's one of the first booths there to start, and this is the Alani Sunrise.
Yeah, this is a great drink. It is.
Oh my gosh.
So it hails from Alani, the resort, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of from there. And so, I mean, you don't really get a chance to drink it unless you're either in Hawaii or you go to Food and Wine Festival. But what's cool about this drink is it is just vodka, Dole pineapple juice, and grenadine. So it's a really, really simple, like 3-ingredient drink, but it's super effective for what it is, and it's delicious.
It is very refreshing. The words that came out of my mouth when I tasted Steven's drink were, I want this to be the last thing I taste before I die.
Sheesh.
And mind you, this was when I was about 6 months pregnant, and I had not had a cocktail in months.
Mm-hmm.
So it tasted fantastic and refreshing in the hot, humid Florida summer.
So I guess if you're like a fancy duchess on your California king size deathbed in like your white gown and your big pillows and stuff, I'm gonna have to have like an eyedropper vial of it so I can just drop a couple in your mouth. Perfect. And you can have that be their last thing on your
Perfect. Thank you.
On your taste buds before you pass on to whatever life you go to.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So that is definitely my number one must-have for this year. Because we went for a baby moon last year, so I was unable to partake in the drink part
Yeah.
of the Food and Wine Festival.
Mhm.
So that will be a must-have for me
Right.
this year.
One fun thing though is I mean, if you're not, I almost said if you're not an alcoholic, if you don't like alcohol, or maybe you're under 21, or you just don't have a taste for it or whatever, there's a lot of offerings that are alcohol free, or like dry drinks. So for kids and people who maybe just don't drink or whatever, or don't want to drink a lot, there's tons of fun options there.
Absolutely.
Even though it's food and wine, there's a lot of dry stuff. That's great. So
yeah, there's some really good offerings. I will add my second must-have here because it is
Okay.
non-alcoholic, and I felt like that was a good transition. And that can be found in not just Canada, but in the Appleseed orchard part of Canada,
yes.
which actually takes part in Canada Far and Wide.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of dismantled that show for this piece, and where you would typically line up and view the 360 show.
Where Martin
Canada.
Short is.
Correct.
Mhm.
Where he was of Canada Far and Wide.
Where he sometimes is, I guess.
You wait in line for the Appleseed orchard, and they have fantastic options. They do have alcohol ciders and things,
Mhm.
but the cinnamon apple cider.
Yeah.
That is the drink that I had, and they have it again this year. It is non-alcoholic, so if you are not partaking in the alcohol part, or if you've got kids that really want to partake in some of these, this cinnamon apple cider, holy cow, it was so good.
I don't remember it because I got the cider flight.
Yes, you partook.
I partook
In the alcohols.
Yeah, I did. I for sure did. But yeah, that place is great. It's funny because you're saying things like that you really like that you can't wait to get again. But like my second thing on my list is something that I also cannot get because it's discontinued for some reason. If you went to Flavors from Fire, which was kind of, I think it was like at the time, it was like an ESPN kind of featured booth, and it was near Test Track kind of.
Oh, yeah. That was like the first one we went to, wasn't it?
Yes. And I got the s'mores whoopie pylon.
Yes, you did.
Smoked chocolate cake, graham cracker, marshmallow, chocolate ganache, and candied bacon. And this thing was so flippin' good. It was like, I mean, not only was it just like this ooey gooey chocolate amazingness, but it was also like extra gooey because of the Florida humidity in July. So it got all over my fingers, but it was so good. The whoopie pie aspect of it and like the marshmallow was perfect. It was like a big giant s'more with bacon. So count me in, except not this coming year because it's no longer there.
Sad.
Yeah.
Savory and sweet. It had
I
the
know.
best of both worlds.
Yeah, and I looked at the menu for this coming year, and there's not really anything there that does it justice. I mean, there's one thing that I'll read off later that I'm excited about, kind of, but I'm not as excited about it as I was for that chocolate whipping pie. So,
yeah, I totally get it.
okay.
I totally get it. That one looked really good. I did not get to try that one. Steven and I.
Why didn't you try that one? I think you took a bite of it, right?
I did take a bite of it. I was just, it was hot, and I was
Yeah.
not trying to eat so many sweet things.
Right.
I can't really overdo it in the heat. And also I was 6 months pregnant and I did not want to get sick.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So switching gears over to Germany, I believe Steven only had a beer. You only had a beer at Germany?
Yeah, I was looking at the menu and I don't remember having anything else there. But
I don't
Germany
think you did.
is kind of in the middle, so I was pretty full. But I was pretty full
Yeah.
at that point. I had a long ways to go.
Yeah, so Steven went a lot harder on the Food and Wine Festival than I did. But when we got to Germany, this is somewhere that I decided I was going to partake in dessert because I saw the apple strudel. And let me tell you, this apple strudel was delicious. It was so warm and gooey, and it had this wonderful vanilla sauce on it. And they have this item again this year. So I definitely will be going back to the Germany booth for this apple strudel again.
Yeah. We talked about this a little bit, but it's such a toss-up between getting desserts and actually getting like regular meal food.
Right. It's sort of like, do you want an appetizer-y
Yeah.
kind of food or a dessert?
Yeah, and it's really rare that I'm going to get something to eat without getting something to drink with it.
Right.
So it can get so expensive so quick. But we're not here to talk about price. We're here to talk about the good food. All right. We're kind of jumping around a little bit, but I don't really think we need to go in like geographical order
Right.
of the stuff. So I'm going to go to my next thing on my list, and that was in Mexico. and that was the taco de ribeye. Shaved ribeye, red onions, poblano peppers on a corn tortilla with like a ranchera salsa, cheese and chives, and I paired mine with a classic margarita. It was so good. I'm a taco connoisseur, so anytime that I can get good tacos, I'm happy. But here we go, 0 for 3, batting 0, because it's not there again this year. But I'm really excited for what they replaced it with. You are gonna, well, I don't think you're gonna care, but I'm very excited about what they replaced it with.
I know that you're gonna care because I've seen the Mexico
that's right,
options.
Yeah. We both looked at the menus, huh?
We have, and so I know that you are going to be very excited about the New Mexico option.
Oh, yeah. So, but kind of in that same area, I'm gonna go back to Hawaii because you mentioned the Alani Sunrise.
Yeah,
but they had a really, really, really good pork slider. It was like a sweet and sour Dole pineapple chutney with spicy mayo, and it was so good.
The picture I have of you with this one holding your
drink.
Alani Sunrise, it looks the most appetizing, other than the whoopie pie.
Yeah,
this one looks the most appetizing of any of the photos that we have, I think.
Yeah, I would mostly agree with that. I think mostly agree with that. But yeah, I mean that was amazing. So yeah. And I think, I don't know, I didn't even look it up, but I think, hey, it's back. Yeah, it's back. Cool. So that's really good.
So you will be getting that one again?
Right now I'm batting 0.25, 25% on things that I like.
There you go.
All right.
My last must-have that I had last year that I absolutely would love to get again, I'm going to head over to the American Adventure Pavilion, which typically for Food and Wine Festival, or even when we're on a day in EPCOT, we don't usually eat in the American Adventure. Regardless of whether or not you like the American style food, we usually try to do something different just because we can get good American food anytime.
Yeah.
However, the American Adventure Pavilion had a place called Hops and Barley.
Mm-hmm.
And this booth had a freshly baked carrot cake with cream cheese icing.
Yeah. Was that the one where I got the hot beef sandwich and you got the carrot cake? Yeah, that hot beef sandwich was no joke.
Man, am I a sucker for a good carrot cake. I ask for carrot cake every year for my birthday as like my birthday cake.
And it's the grossest cake I can think of besides
Steven
German chocolate cake.
So
every
hates
time.
It.
Yeah.
But I love carrot cake so much. So when I had this little cute personal carrot cake with cream cheese icing on it at the Food and Wine Festival, I was a happy camper.
Yeah.
So I will be partaking in that again.
That's a great one, too, because the American Adventure area, I don't know, it's just the American Pavilion. Wherever Sam the Eagle has his restaurant.
Regal Eagle.
Yeah. I feel like that's one of those weird stopping points because it's always super sunny there and you're halfway in between everything. And so you're kind of just tired. It's a great place to like stop, use the facilities, and then like take a quick break. So,
yeah, we sat down at those picnic tables for a while. That was kind of our break in the day.
A minute. Okay, I have 2 more, and I'm just gonna kind of plow through them really quick because I know we have other things to talk about. So in China, they have beef bao buns that were really good. It was like a grilled beef and cumin, nothing like really super crazy, but I really really liked it a lot. And then I think they actually are gonna have that coming back. I think. Yeah, it's gonna be a Mongolian beef bao bun with onion. So it's a little, it's new, but it's like the same kind of thing. So I'll definitely have to get that again. And then the other thing I really liked there was their jasmine draft beer that I had. That was so good. Jasmine tea is my favorite kind of tea to drink, and so I found that the jasmine beer was equally delightful. And then the final thing, this is gonna go on your ew gross no thanks list, but the final thing that I really really loved was in France. I had the croissant escargot. Escargot is snail. Thank you very much. And it is escargot croissant with garlic and parsley. And I paired that with a amazing sparkling rosé that I think was frozen. So I was super happy. It was so good. I really like escargot a lot. I also like mussels and clams and things like that. So
to each their own.
If it's slimy and
what?
If it's slimy and makes you feel like you're sucking down a booger, then I will eat it, you know?
Oh gosh, I can't.
All right. Is there anything else
can't.
that you loved from last year that you would recommend or?
Oh, there is one more, and it
Mhm.
was also going back to the China Pavilion. You just mentioned that you had the Mongolian beef bao bun.
Yeah.
But I had the pan-fried chicken dumplings, and they had a really delicious sweet and spicy sauce with
Mhm.
it. I thought these were fantastic, and they were light. They
Yeah.
were not super heavy. It's one of the things we had a little bit later in the afternoon, so we kind of made our way back towards China. We did not go in order at all,
No.
which stressed me out because I like going in order.
You were also pregnant, and
I
so
know.
as I was walking around like a crazy person, you're like, "Oh my God,
I was
stop!"
like, Steven, I can't do any more laps. Can we please be systematic?
Yeah.
So just be mindful of that if you have someone with you who cannot walk all day long back and
Walk so
forth.
good. Yeah.
Go in order because they give you this wonderful little passport thing.
Mhm.
You can check everything off, and it's got the menu there for you. However, all of that to say, I thought the chicken dumplings were amazing, and I would definitely get those again.
Yeah. The chicken dumplings in the China Pavilion altogether is just takes me back to the memory of that was trash can eating for us because we
It
couldn't find a
was.
place to sit. So
I
we're just
know.
like had the Disney trash can tables.
The number of times that I grabbed my belly to see if anyone would stand up so that
Yeah.
we could have their seat, and alas,
They didn't.
they didn't.
People are jerks
They
sometimes.
didn't care.
All right. Let's talk must tries this year.
Yes.
So for this one, I want to try to keep it I mean, obviously you do whatever you want, but I want to keep it as much like stuff that's new,
Mhm.
if we can, and no repeats. Like that was for what last year was for. So you can't be like, oh, I want the Alani Sunset. Like no go.
Well,
Sunrise.
So the things on my list
The thing is,
with my must tries are things that I did not or could not have last year.
okay. So every alcoholic drink and escargot.
No, that's not true. Escargot is definitely not on my list. But I know that my first one is not something that's new this year.
Yeah.
But I couldn't have it last year, so that's why it's on my must-try list. And
Okay.
I'm going to start at Shimmering Sips, which
yeah.
is where you got
Yeah.
me that adorable little corksicle
And I got you a
stemless
big
flute.
melty purple ice cream cone.
Yes, and it was great, but it melted
Yeah.
everywhere.
Your hands were a mess.
Every time I eat ice cream, somehow it ends up dripping all the way down my forearm.
Yeah.
Every time. I don't know if I'm eating my ice cream wrong
Well,
or if it's
if you're not
just
eating it in
so-
one bite, like the terrible owl in those lollipop ads, kids, then or 3 bites, I guess.
Anyway, Shimmering Sips. I would love to try the tropical mimosa with sparkling wine and Minute Maid passion fruit, orange, and guava juices. That sounds super refreshing to
Yeah.
me.
Sounds
Of
great.
all of the drinks, I can get wine whenever I can get Prosecco, I can get a mimosa, but this particular drink is more of a cocktail.
Mm-hmm.
It is a tropical mimosa, and it's got sparkling wine in it, but it also has all of these sort of tropical drinks. So that one's right by the port of entry. Shimmering Sips is one of the first stands that you'll come to right there as you enter the World Showcase. So that is a must try for me this year.
Cool. A must try for me, kind of in the vein of drinks, is in Hawaii. They have a Florida Orange Grove sparkling pineapple wine that sounds really good to me. I don't really know if it's
Yum.
going to be. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be great. I'm typically a dry wine drinker, and I like really hoppy beers. Although, I'm actually drinking a wild berry flavored beer right now. It's like a little fruit cooler. So
It is called a wine cooler, my friend.
yeah, well,
They are
It is delicious. So anyway, I think that sparkling pineapple wine is going to be for me. And the other thing that I really am excited to try, and I think that I would not be surprised if you didn't have this on your list, even though you're dairy free currently. Hopefully that'll change by October.
Fingers crossed.
At the refreshment port, a brand new item is the maple cheesecake with whipped maple bourbon cheese and candied pecans.
Is that one new?
I think so.
I was wondering if it was new.
Well, if you go to our blog, it says new next to the ones that are new.
Well, that one doesn't say new
Well,
next
then-
to it on our blog,
Then it's not new.
which is why I was wondering.
Yeah, then it's not new, but still, I mean, it's one that I do want to try.
So that was the next one on my list because
sorry.
it looked delicious. I
Mhm.
love cheesecake also. Like Steven said, though I am dairy free right now, but I'm hoping that I'll be able to try this one by the time we go in October.
Yes.
With that whipped maple bourbon.
Yeah.
Yum.
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 Eat it
So
up, yum good.
that was my next must try.
Okay.
And then after that, again, this one is on my must try list because I could not partake in it last year, but I would love to have that cider flight that you got to try.
It was good.
At the Appleseed Orchard. I cannot rave about the Appleseed Orchard enough. I could have spent half of my day in there. It was air conditioned. It was beautiful. I loved.
That's so funny because it was one of my least favorite areas to be in. I thought it was just okay.
I loved it. I could have sat there all day, but I would love to try the cider flight. I love ciders. That's probably one of my favorite alcoholic beverages are like a hard cider. So I would love to try the cider flight.
Yeah. You don't like just like straight vodka?
I mean, if I'm going to drink liquor, I'm going to have rum.
We were in the airport 3 days ago, and we were at an airport restaurant. Some woman's like, I would like 3 fingers of vodka, please. And they're like, okay, on the rocks. And she's like, neat. I'm like, whoa, let's go, dude. You must be afraid of flying. All right. Staying in Canada, one of my dreams, and by dream I mean there's a lot of restaurants I want to eat at in EPCOT. And the reason I'm not doing it is because we usually go during food and wine, so I get tricked. But Les Celliers in Canada, they are offering up a brand new wild mushroom beef filet mignon with truffle butter sauce, and that sounds like so in my wheelhouse. I
was gonna say
I'm
that
super
sounds
excited about
right
that
up
one.
your alley.
Another one that I'm excited about trying is in Greece. They have a lamb euro with shaved lettuce, tomatoes, red onion. And that's just on like a warm flatbread. That is brand new. I'm really, really excited about that one as well. And then in India, they have a brand new chicken tikka masala with a fennel spiced yogurt on naan bread. That also sounds fantastic to me. So like steak, Greek food, Indian food, that's like the trifecta. So I'm very, very excited about those things specifically.
Okay. And then how ironic is this? Because those 3 like very
Are those on your Nazi list?
No.
Oh, okay.
Those are like 3 very authentic foods from other cultures, which is right in your wheelhouse. And my next
You're like mac and cheese, French fries, and
funnel cake,
and terrible middle school pizza from the cafeteria.
No, funnel cake,
dude. That funnel cake looks baller. Start with that one. That looks so good.
No, you're going out of order. I had. Just let me be me.
You have systems.
Paige be Paige.
All right.
So the fry flight is at the Fry Basket, which is over by Test Track, and this is new this year. So it's a brand new booth. Correct. So it's a fry flight with 3 different types of French fries. The first one is sea salt and malt vinegar fries, which is like your classic boardwalk fries in the Mid-Atlantic area. The second one is barbecued bacon fries with a smoked aioli. That sounds amazing. The third one. Sweet potato casserole fries. Fries? Fries.
Serve it up.
With candied pecans, toasted marshmallow, and caramel whiskey.
Can I tell you, that sounds gross.
That sounds like something I would want to try to make for Thanksgiving, and it would burn in the oven, and then no one would get to
I was going to say, when people who bring sweet potatoes to Thanksgiving, it's like, ugh.
No,
nasty.
they're my
It's
favorite.
terrible. It's
I
so
love
bad.
sweet potato casserole. So, all that to say, the fry flight, not flies.
Fly flight.
The fry flight at the Fry Basket. The next one is the...
Can I jump in on the Fry Basket really quick?
Yeah.
Because I have one in there, and mine for the Fry Basket is the adobo yuca fries with garlic cilantro aioli.
Okay.
That's the other one they serve, and that sounds so good to me.
That one sounds more like you.
And we can like share, I think. Probably. We can share some stuff.
Yeah, we can share.
I want like one barbecue fry in exchange for my garlic aioli, and then I think we'll be good.
Yeah, we can share.
Whatevs. All right. What else do you got?
We love sharing.
We do, actually. Most of the time.
The next one is actually from the Mac and Eats booth, which we did not get to visit last year because that's one of the ones that opens in sort of the second rollout. So this year it opens August 11th, and that rolls out over by Mission Space. So the new item at Mac and Eats this year is the one that I'm interested in, and that is the chili cheese mac and cheese with sour cream and cheddar. That is like
No,
the
it sounds
epitome.
good. I'm just
That
thinking.
is the epitome of dairy.
Yeah. Mhm.
And I will have had no dairy
Yeah.
for several months at this point, so hopefully my body does not just like completely shut down.
If you get sick during Food and Wine Festival, I'm gonna like leave you in the dust and be like, I'm gonna just let you do your thing. I'm gonna do my thing.
I'm just gonna keep eating it, even if it gives me a stomach ache.
I would like to see you eat that and then go on Mission Space Orange afterward.
I wouldn't ride Mission Space on a normal day.
Yeah.
With like healthy food in my system.
Yeah. This or that.
Oh, no.
No, I'm kidding. That's not the show. All right. So one of the places I really like that I didn't mention, I don't know why I didn't mention it from last year, but this year I'm really excited about the Swanky Saucy Swine. First of all, I love that name. Secondly, they have great stuff there. One of their new items, I think, is the grilled pork shoulder lettuce wrap with charred corn salsa, pickled red onion, and a cilantro lime crema. I really love things that are really acidic and have a lot of like crazy flavors to them. So that's exactly the kind of thing that I would like. So I'm really excited about going there. And
that sounds like something you would try to make for dinner.
Yeah.
Like a pork shoulder.
I know.
Yeah, definitely.
So that one sounds really good. And then in Mexico.
Yes, you were talking about the new options.
Because Mexico's right near that. At least it was last year.
Mm-hmm.
They do not have the, what did I say it was? It was the ribeye. They don't have the shaved ribeye anymore in Mexico, but they replaced it with tacos El Pastor, which is my all-time favorite.
That's your taco.
That's my favorite taco, yeah. It will be seared pork belly pastor and a corn tortilla with chipotle, black beans, pineapple, pickled onion, and chives. This is a little bit different than the type of traditional pastor that I like because I usually just do like raw white onion, chives, cilantro, and then like a green salsa and lime, like a street taco.
Street style.
This is going to be a little bit different, but it still sounds really good. I love chipotle black beans. And then the pickled onion should add a really interesting kind of flair to it. And they didn't forget the pineapple, which is great. So I'm probably going to get like 4 of those.
Yeah, you're going to spend some time in Mexico with some margaritas and some tacos.
Yeah. Even though we were just in California like last week and I had a lot of really good tacos, including 4 pastor tacos, and I followed it up with a pastor quesadilla. So.
That's okay. You can never have too many tacos.
Heck no.
Isn't that what you say? You can never have too many nachos.
I usually say you can never have too many nachos, but the thing is like...
Same thing.
As I'm eking up into my... I guess I would call it the infancy of middle age. My body is starting to really complain when I do certain things. So.
Your body is saying you can, in fact, have too much Mexican food.
Yes. So...
Well, that's okay. It still tastes good.
All right. How many more do you have?
I only have 1 more.
Okay.
And it's the one you tried to skip to.
I have 3 more, so I'm going to jump to my next one.
Okay.
I mentioned Flavors from Fire before and that amazing whooping pie. So they replaced it with a Rocky Road chocolate cake with marshmallow, spiced almonds, and a chocolate ganache. Rocky Road's my favorite ice cream. Don't at me. And so anyways, I'm really excited about that. I'm sure I will try it. Because it sounds really good. And then I'm just going to do my next 2 really quick so that way you can jump into your good one.
Sure.
I am going to go ahead and do the escargot brioche. It's not a croissant.
Cool.
It's a brioche this time. Same creamy garlic and parsley sauce. I will be getting that because it's delicious.
Okay, have fun.
I might trick our daughter into trying snail.
No, you will not.
And then in Japan, they have a Hana Fuji apple sake, which sounds really good to me. I'll probably get that as well.
Yum.
Yeah. Which one?
Both of them.
You say yum?
It was sarcasm.
Wait, Fuji apple sake sounds great.
It sounds fine.
It's just a fruity beer.
I know.
All right, what's your last one?
All right, my last one is the
dun, dun.
mini pina colada funnel cake with pina colada ice cream, whipped cream, toasted coconut, a maraschino cherry, and coconut rum sauce.
That doesn't sound good to me at all. So I'm going to let you run away with this.
If I could have picked a dessert with all of my favorite flavors from cocktails and just plopped them into a dessert, here it is. It's a pina colada funnel cake. It doesn't get any better than that.
No.
Coconut, rum, pineapple, cherry. Boom. There it is.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to have to try this one.
Yeah, that one does sound just okay. Oh my gosh, I just saw a picture of that Rocky Road cake and I almost fell out of my chair.
But have you seen the picture of the funnel cake?
Yeah, I have. So all of these pictures are in our blog that we put up. I'll link it in the show notes for you guys. Not all of the pictures, but there's a lot of pictures that Disney released of just items that you can look at. So we'll put those in the show notes. It looks good. I mean, so yeah, gosh, what are we looking at here? There's a lot happening. I mean, it looks like there's two little like mattresses in the middle.
That's probably the pina colada ice cream.
And then what's the flaky stuff on the top?
Toasted coconut.
Yeah, I don't
And
think I
then
can dig that.
Coconut rum sauce dripping down.
Yeah. Well, you enjoy it for sure.
I will.
But I'm gonna hard pass.
I will
that
enjoy
one.
that while you're having your snails and
My snails.
whatnot.
The only other things that I'm just gonna briefly mention is obviously, you know, Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company. They always have some pretty cool stuff. Each one of their drinks is new this year. So they have like a Mocha Madness, they have a cold brew, they have like an Arctic Sunrise, like kind of like drink cooler, and then a nitro drink. So if I need a pick me up, I'll probably get something like that. Actually, that Mocha Madness frozen cappuccino sounds cool. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not a big coffee drinker, but there's a lot of really cool options for people that are getting a little tired in the afternoon or in the morning when they first get to the park and they want to get started with some of these food and wine things.
Okay,
All right,
so
so
that's the list. I mean, there's obviously a lot more, but I don't really want to be here until, you know, the sun comes up. So let's talk about you gross, no thanks. Or no thanks, you gross.
I'm just going to call it no thanks because I don't want to be mean.
You can, it's no big deal. You're talking to me, so my feelings won't be hurt.
Well, I know, but the first one that I have a no thanks font is the impossible options at Earth Eats.
Yeah, you thanks, no gross.
There's the category. There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Ooh, thanks, no gross.
For 500. Oh, Alex. All right. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I've never had an Impossible Burger before, and I don't think I ever want one.
You know, this is not hating on the vegan community. I actually have.
We know a lot of vegan people. Thank you very much.
Oh, I'm trying to be nice because some people have problems with eating meat or dairy, or it could be health reasons. It could be like moral reasons, whatever. Like, to each their own. And so there's a lot of really good options out there nowadays to be vegan and have these impossible or plant-based options. It just does not sound appetizing to me. If I'm going to eat a burger, I want it to be a burger. If I don't want to eat red meat, then I'm not going to eat red meat. I don't want something that looks and tastes like it if it's not.
That's kind of how I feel about like alcoholic iced teas. Like if I want iced tea, I'm just going to have a tea, or like non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah, but those are good.
Well, it's like I'm not going to have a non-alcoholic beer because it's like what's the point?
Right,
so,
I agree.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
like
with
beer
you
for the taste.
Right. I'm with you on that though. I don't really want impossible stuff, but like similarly, I wouldn't really be super interested in Ireland's fisherman's seafood pie. I don't know what's in there, so I feel like you had to break the seal to find out. You know.
What is in a seafood pie?
It doesn't say. That's the whole thing. Some of them have descriptions, which is great, but this one does not. It's like a choose your own adventure of the seafood pie.
Oh gosh, what could be in it?
I don't know, but anyway, I hear you. So
yeah,
maybe I do have something kind of not gross, but like not for me on there.
My next one is going to be your escargot from France.
That's fair.
Blech. I'm sorry, guys. I can't eat snails. I just can't do it. I can't eat slimy stuff. Oysters, no thank you.
Oysters are they have oyster Rockefeller, and I'm just like dying of all the things that I could eat.
No, thank you. I'm good. I really don't want any. They sound gross. So this one will actually surprise you, I think. It's also in France, and I actually tried it last year.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I think, I know what this is. Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
It was the 3 cheese beignet.
I know that.
I'm putting it on the
no gross.
I'm putting it on the no thanks list because, guys, in July, it's hot in Florida, and a giant piece of dough
filled with cheesy doughboy is not what you want on a hot day.
Filled with 3 different types of
even though that was my nickname in high school.
Gross. 3 different types of cheeses.
Mercy.
I ate, I think, half of this. I was so excited about it. I was so excited. I love beignets. I would not even mind if there was one type of cheese in this beignet, but as soon as I bit into It was like
Bleh.
it was like wet cheese everywhere.
But not like good Taco Bell wet cheese. Like
Not like the cheap cheese.
yeah, not
This
like
was like
plastic
gourmet cheese.
Yeah, that was just like kind of sat out too long.
And it was just hot.
You know, what was hot
was gross.
and was good was my snails. That escargot was so good, man. And I've had escargot like straight up, like escargot neat at a airport lounge, but I never had them in a croissant or at this point a baguette before, or not a baguette, brioche, excuse me. And I'm really excited. So, do you have anything else on your list?
Okay,
that
my
sounds
last one, my last no thanks is I'm heading to Japan. I typically like Japanese food. However, I am not trying to have octopus. I really
Octopus
am not.
is so good though.
No.
You can taste how smart it is.
Yep. Nope. No, thank you.
All right.
I really don't want any octopus. So that is a big old no thanks.
You're so funny
me.
because your no thanks are like have to do with texture and flavors. Mine are just like, I don't want this because either A, I just do not prefer it. Like, for instance, carrot cake or sweet potato fries.
Two
Or
of my favorite things.
I know, gosh. I just don't know why you want carrot cake for your birthday every year. It stresses me out.
It's delicious. It's
Yeah.
the best kind of cake.
But the other thing too is like we live in the Mid-Atlantic area. And so at Hops and Barley, I see like Chesapeake crab sliders, and I'm like, those cannot actually be good.
Right.
And I'm turning into a Mid-Atlantic snob, so I can't imagine they're great. And also, I wouldn't spend the money on getting that.
Right. When you can have good seafood anytime.
Yeah. Okay. What else do you like about? What else are you a big fan of when it comes to Food Wine Festival? Like, are there any additional things? Because for me personally, I really like the shopping experience. Oh gosh, I said it. I like the shopping part because there's just cool things to look at. There's just cool things to look at.
Guys, this is a big deal. Steven just said he liked the shopping part.
It's like shopping at Williams Sonoma, but Mickey Mouse and Ratatouille or Remy are on there.
There you go.
Plus, Ratatouille is my favorite Disney movie.
That's true.
So I like all the special Ratatouille themed stuff.
That is true.
So I like look at that. Just the theming is nice, and it's cool.
I loved the theming last year. I actually got a Spirit jersey, and I got a cute little pin from the Food and Wine Festival.
Mhm.
And then, like I said earlier, Steven bought me that nice little stemless flute for my drinks.
Yep.
Your
corksicle. Is that how you say it? Cork circle.
He always moves the letters around.
Yeah, easy, Tiger. Yeah, it was cool. I got a little green Mickey Mouse magic band of him gardening, which I don't know why I did.
It's cute.
But it's actually kind of fun. And then I'll probably wear that one again. But yeah, it'll be fun. Anyway,
I loved the shopping there. I just want to like reiterate how cool they've done the theming on some of these. Some of the booths are not typically countries that EPCOT has.
Right.
And so it's neat to kind of taste these different flavors from around the world, from these different cultures. So they kind of have booths in between the countries, in between the pavilions. So make sure that you're paying attention to every little snack booth. Some of the lines do get really long. It moves pretty quickly. So don't get like discouraged by that. Just hop in a line if you really want something, and pay attention to like what time of day, because remember, you can start early in the morning and work all throughout the day.
All right, I think that's going to wrap it up, yeah?
I think so.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening to our show. We really, really do appreciate it a lot. All the support and everything you guys show us. You can find us online at theparksacademypod.com, where we are posting multi-weekly blog posts about upcoming things at Disney, as well as things that we like around the parks and just kind of like updates and stuff like that. We also dove into Hershey Park last week, so we have some cool blog stuff about Hershey Park in Pennsylvania as well. You can also find us on the Parks Academy on Instagram, where we post daily and have a bunch of cool stuff going on there. Similarly, if you want to follow us on Patreon, we are at the Parks Academy there as well. Pretty much that's where you're going to find us. It's just the Parks Academy, and any kind of support would be greatly appreciated. So again, thank you so much for listening. We had a great time, and we will catch you next time.